Hey everyone, welcome to the Spooky Barber Babes. Tonight I have with me again our very special guest, Ernie Pack from the Save Waverly Hills and Packman Paranormal group. Welcome, Ernie.
Hello, it's great to be back. How are you?
I'm good. I did want to do a little surprise for you, and I didn't want to say it before we started recording. My boyfriend, when we got off last time, he did a shocking surprise for me for today, and he got me my shirt.
Nice. Awesome.
I love it. And I'm going to tell anyone out there, like, if you order from these guys, they get it to you within the 2 days. It's fantastic. He got it very quickly.
Yeah. The only time we've had any issues was when we ran out of a few sizes and our screen printer was having a hard time getting them restocked. Yeah. He was actually in Louisiana, and we had to, get him back to Louisville to get back in front of the screen so he could get us caught back up. So that caused a little bit of delay on a couple of sizes, but
hey,
as long as we got them in stock, we get them out as soon as they're ordered.
Yeah. So I definitely say go to SaveWaverlyHills.com and buy merchandise. It's fantastic. It's nice. And I'll say this much, the quality of this is amazing. My boyfriend had opened it up and saw that it said it was a Gildan intern. He's like, yes, it's good. It's good. He was so happy. So there has been a lot of movement going on since we have last spoke. So I'm actually just going to let you kind of just run with it and give everybody the update.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure exactly where we left off. I know that we had already started doing the protests outside the gate, and some of the other things were going on. We had a couple of events coming up that one of them we had this past weekend. Another one is coming up this coming weekend, the car show, and we're giving away Charlie's 2004 T-Bird hardtop ragtop convertible at the car show, which it's $100 a ticket. We're only selling 130 tickets, so you got a 1 in 130 chance of getting a car for $100. I mean, that's pretty good odds.
That's not bad at all.
But yeah. But the fundraising continues because we have to, because the lawsuit continues. There's been a lot of movement. There've been a lot of things that have happened. I can't recall if the WHHS had released their video of lies prior to our last conversation or not.
Yeah, last time we spoke, they had just released their video, and it was the morning that they the cease and desist was put out, which they still left that video up.
Yeah. It's still there, in fact. And I know our attorneys had filed for a cease and desist, but our attorneys have also asked them to vacate the property and, try to get the lease canceled. And they say no. They're just defying everything that our side is trying to do.
Yeah.
And we're trying to do it legally.
Yeah.
So it's going to take time. It's going to have to go through the courts, and it's going to cost more money to do it.
Of course.
And another thing that has happened since we talked last time, I had a sheriff come by the house and drop me off these.
That's what
we got served.
Yeah.
Yes. Denise and myself got added to the lawsuit. They're claiming, I could go through here and read the claims against us, but they're just as bogus as the ones against Charlie.
Yeah.
First off, they claim that we have a website called SaveWaverlyHills.com. I don't have a website called SaveWaverlyHills.com. I don't know how to get into the website, SaveWaverlyHills.com. I know how to tell people to go to the website, SaveWaverlyHills.com. I know how to link the website, SaveWaverlyHills.com.
Yeah.
But it's not my website.
Gotcha.
I've never put anything on it, but they're claiming it's my website, and they're claiming that our sole intention is to defame the Waverly Hills Historical Society. No, our intention is to tell the truth. If the truth defames the Waverly Hills Historical Society, that is on the Waverly Hills Historical Society, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's not their own fault.
Yeah, yeah. If the truth makes them look bad, maybe they're living wrong. I don't know.
Oh, well, so my whole thing is I noticed I'm currently blocked on the Waverly Hills site in general. Like I've tried going on my personal account. I was blocked because I called them out. They don't like being called out. So
Yeah.
people, just a heads up, if you call them out on their shit, they're going to block you. Just saying. But I also
Yes.
noticed there was a
Yes.
lot of I remember last time we were talking about the Halloween, the haunt and everything like that. I noticed that they opened up the wing that was originally closed and got rid of everything. I think you were telling me that as well, but aren't they now trying to open up the old nurses wing as well to get more people in? Is
Well,
that what I saw?
that is the wing that we used for the haunted house in the past. They've completely gutted everything that was used for the haunted house and have opened it up to visitors. They ripped out all the wiring. I mean, to put on a haunted house there now, when Charlie wins this lawsuit and they get kicked out, which they will,
Yeah.
and we start preparing for the haunted house again, it's going to cost $300,000 or more just to rerun the wiring and put up the temporary walls and everything that they have torn out, dismantled, and as far as we know, they're thrown away because we don't know where they're at.
Wow.
So
no, is that safe?
To get set up for the haunt is going to cost a lot of money thanks to their endeavors.
Now, is that wing safe for people to be in?
We limited access to that in the past because the floor was cracked. That is the end of the building. If you're familiar with Waverly, anybody that's been there, that's the wing down by the fire escape where you can see that the fire escape doesn't go all the way to the ground. That's because one of the previous owners had dug out around the foundation of the building at that end of it, trying to get the building to collapse. And it started to crack and it did start to give.
Wow.
But it's been shored up and it is safe to go in.
Okay. Because I know there's still
just,
people trying to go. My biggest concern was, I know we had talked about it, and I'm like, my biggest concern is I know there's still going to be people that are going to go because either they had already put money out before this all came to light, or there's some people that honestly don't even know what's going on, so they're still going. And my brain's just like, they had it blocked off for a reason. Is it safe? And that's my biggest thing. Like, now
we had it blocked off because that was where we kept all of our props. And animatronics and all those things, the costumes, the makeup room, all of that stuff, was locked away so we didn't have to pay a storage company somewhere to haul all that stuff out and then back in when it was time for the haunt. We just locked it away in that end of the building, and it's just one hallway. I mean, it's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's They've got it all opened up now. You can go down there.
Now, my other thing is, so
I'm just gonna smile.
I saw, I don't know if you can talk about it, but you put up a thing about a fine that was given to Charlie. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. They had some code violations from the fire marshal, and I don't know if it was just regular code inspectors that come from the city to inspect the building, for things like egress lighting and stairwell lighting and things like that needed to be addressed, because for them to be, not to mention the sprinkler system, and fire extinguishers, and there's a whole long list of things that the fire marshal was concerned with, actually.
Yeah. That's a lot.
But anyway, they actually tried to address some of those issues that the fire marshal raised with them. And so they had an unlicensed electrician go in there and start rigging up lighting without permits.
Oh no.
And without the permission of the property owner. or anything like that. Now, it's my understanding that they don't need the permission of the property owner if they're doing it because it's a code violation.
Okay.
But they do have to get a permit to do any electrical work, and any electrical work has to be done by a certified electrician and inspected.
Yeah.
And, permitted, certified, all of that stuff. It wasn't done. So a citation was issued, sent to Charlie as the property owner, and that right there is a clear violation of their lease. So their days are numbered. It's just a matter of time. I mean, their house of cards is falling all around them.
Mm-hmm.
Their only game seems to be to keep stalling and throwing more charges out there, hoping that Charlie runs out of money and quits coming after them.
Oh. Well,
because
so my biggest thing is,
if this goes to court, they're going to lose.
Yeah. Well, my biggest thing is, okay, so they got an unlicensed electrician to come in, but Charlie's the one that got the fine and the citation. Can he not put that back on them and be like, hey, I knew nothing about this. They did this without my permission. Can he use that against them?
Yeah, he's using that as a lease violation is what he's doing,
Okay.
which is worth far more than the $1,000 fine that was issued against him.
Yeah.
Because if we can break this lease and get them out, then the rest of this lawsuit is basically moot.
Yeah.
It's a non-issue at that point. I mean, they will still exist as a Waverly Hills Historical Society, but if the lease is broken, they have no way to raise funds. They'll have to go out and do some bikini car washes or something. And if you've seen the people up on the hill, you don't want to see a bikini car wash with those folks. But
I can't help but laugh when you say that. I'm just like,
something else to raise money.
That's just, I still can't believe that they're still like doing this now. So there was a video that was going around on TikTok. I saw it up in the group a few times about them taking down the door, the supposed iconic, I think it was their 502.
No, that's not the door to room 502.
I didn't think it was.
That's just, no. A lot of people get confused at Waverly because, the area code here in Louisville is 502.
Yes.
Okay, the telephone area code is 502.
Mm-hmm.
So back when the building was abandoned, there was a local band called Incursion 502 that they were, I don't know, alternative rock kind of folks.
Uh-huh.
And they hung out at Waverly a lot and partied at Waverly a lot. And they spray painted 502 all over that building.
Gotcha.
Now that's just a door that had 502 spray painted on it.
Okay, so because it's not the door. Well, and a lot of people thought that was them taking a shot at you and Denise on that. That's what I was seeing. A lot of that was like, oh, is this a shot at you guys?
Yeah, a lot of folks came at us and said that, and I mean, look,
yeah,
I'm all about the 502.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see where they would get that, and I appreciate folks looking out for us in that way.
Yeah.
But I didn't take it that way because, first off, what they did was an embarrassment to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They've been up there for, about 16, 17 months now.
Mm-hmm.
And their major accomplishments are putting plastic on a door, doing a bunch of unpermitted work in the building that still has got them citations and code violations, and putting in offices where the children's cafeteria used to be, not exactly historically accurate, and grinding down a metal door and spray painting it.
Yeah.
Those are their accomplishments.
Yeah, I know they were saying that people are getting upset because they were fixing and restoring the door back to its natural, original look.
I don't think that door was spray painted black back in the
I didn't
back
think
in the
so either.
I don't think it was.
Yeah, I saw that and I was just like, wow. But again, I'm blocked, so I can't even comment on any of this. I mean, I told my boyfriend, I'm like, you get on, you make a comment, you make a comment. I mean, I can see everything. I just can't say anything. I can't respond. But I can, however, share. And I do think that's interesting that even though they block people from being able to comment, they still allow you to like and share it. I'm like, if I'm sharing it, it's basically me going to tell you off because you're not physically letting me do it on your own page.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna blast you across the paranormal community
Yeah.
for your nonsense.
And so like not even the paranormal, not even just the paranormal community, but also like that place has a lot of history to it. And there's a lot of people that are drawn to it for the history aspect too. So I mean, that just makes you look like garbage to the history people as well. My biggest thing is I'm just sitting here like going, okay, when are these guys gonna fall? And then I saw that you had posted up your guys' own video, your rebuttal, which yay, I'm so proud of you guys. But also when I saw that they put that the video you put up of them serving you and Denise, and I think somebody else was involved in that as got served as well.
Yeah.
I was just like, is this their last ditch effort to kick and they're kicking and screaming like a toddler?
Exactly. And even the attorneys, we just talked to the attorney today about sending our response, because we've got to respond to this. And we've actually talked to 5 different attorneys about this. And some of the better known folks in the area. I mean, they've got the most expensive firm in the area, but we got some of the best known folks in the area that we've been talking to. And they all say the same thing about this. It's nothing more than a bully tactic to try to get us to shut up. Well, here I am.
Yeah.
When I get done with your show, I'll be on another podcast.
Yeah.
If that was their goal, it backfired, because I'm taking any and all offers to do podcasts to spread the word about the nonsense that's going on up there right now.
Definitely.
And they're not going to slow us down at all. And if they do slow us down, there is an army of about 6,000 people out there that'll pick up the torch and carry it for us. I believe that you would help us spread the word.
Oh, 100%. That's my biggest thing is I want to make sure that, this gets brought out into the light as much as possible. I know the last time you were on, it was listened to and watched immensely. I noticed that it got shared. So I'm like, I know that it's getting out there. And that's what makes me happy, is that I'm able to help you guys spread the word about this and hopefully make a difference, even if it's just like a small amount. A small amount is better than nothing at all.
Well, I appreciate each and every person that has done anything. I mean, anybody that's donated from a dollar to $1,000 or $5,000. Anybody that has spread the word. Anyone that has honked their horn when they drive by our protest. I mean, every little bit we appreciate, because there was a long time when Charlie and Tina felt like they were kind of on an island and had no friends, and they were going at this by themselves, and they were ready to give up.
Well, I'm glad they
without
didn't.
the support, because I think that things are coming together and going to be turning it, I think they're going to be back in the building within the next couple of months. How's that? If not the next couple of weeks.
That would be really good. Now, have you guys had any local news coverage at the protests?
A little bit, not as much as what we would like, but when we first started the protests, we still had a lot of things that were under gag order, and a lot of stuff that we couldn't talk about to the press. I mean, the attorneys were still telling us to stay away from the press.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to the WHHS, a lot of that information is now a matter of public record, because they included it in this. So we can use it against them in a court of law, and we will.
Good. I mean, that's
And we
so
can
good
use
to
it
hear.
against them in a court of public opinion as well, which we will.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, I've been in the group enough to see the support that you know, the Mattingleys have, and that I do feel like there's still some people from the WHS inside there trying to like, well, what if? No, get out. Get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but I notice how quickly defenders come to like right on top of it.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. The first month or so we had that Facebook group going, you know, it was almost always Denise or myself that was having to battle these people, you know, and go counterpoint with them.
yeah.
And now you see these trolls come in and they make a statement, and it's not long until there's, you know, 30 replies,
Yeah.
you know, with other people putting them in their place and giving
Yeah.
them the facts. And so I mean, I love it. I mean, I really appreciate that, because I mean, it gets you know, it gets to be a headache when you wake up in the morning and you've got 10 trolls to respond to, you know, before you can even have your first, you know, morning constitutional or whatever. You know, you got to deal with all that nonsense.
Oh,
But it's really going, I mean, as well as can be expected, given the fact that we are immense underdogs in this. I mean, they've got, you know, millions of dollars to work with,
yeah.
and they're paying $25,000 a month. We know this for a fact. $25,000 a month in attorney fees. They have allotted that.
Wow.
And if you think about that, they do 20 private overnights a month.
Yeah.
20 at $1,000 a piece. Now, let's say they have a few add-ons and sell some T-shirts and whatnot. Let's say they make $25,000 a month in the private overnights. Those folks that are going up there for private overnights right now, they're not doing a darn thing to help that building.
Yeah, no, they're just
Every penny
helping
of that
them.
is going to an attorney. Every penny of it.
Mm-mm-mm.
And that doesn't even mention the salaries and the fines and paying to keep the lights on and all the other things. It's a good thing that Charlie left them in good shape financially when they kicked him and Tina off the hill,
Yeah.
because they'd be out of money by now the way they're running through it.
Yeah, like 100%. And then that was my next fear is so when Charlie and Tina do get back up there, financial aspects, is that going to shift back over to them? Are they going to be able to get that away from the WHHS?
Well, that's going to be decided, you know, in as far as how the overall outcome of this goes.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie's got a lot of options. I mean, the WHHS, the reason that, you know, he created the WHHS, and a lot of people come in the Facebook group and they'll say, well, if he created it, can't he just eliminate it, dissolve it?
Not
Well, he could, but they have assets now. Charlie negotiated a land deal for like 168 acres that wraps around the backside of the property.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the WHHS owns that property. And because they have assets, they can't just be dissolved.
Gotcha.
So there's going to have to be, but, you know, when Charlie gets them evicted from the building, they can't operate their business out of the building anymore.
Yeah.
And Charlie would then have options to turn it over to another nonprofit, which he's already in the process of creating another nonprofit just in case that is the case,
Mm-hmm.
or running it as a for-profit business.
Okay.
So he's got a lot of options, and it's just going to matter, you know, or depend on exactly how this shakes out when a judge makes a final ruling on it. But we're very confident that he's going to get back in control soon. It's just a matter of what stipulations are going to be there.
Gotcha.
And, you know, I mean, I'll throw this out there again. I say it all the time. I haven't said it for a while, But the best thing for those folks that are up there on the hill right now is to just walk away,
Yeah.
because if they keep pursuing this, trust me, Charlie's mad. And when he gets that building back and starts making money off of that building,
Mm-hmm.
be it through a maintenance contract with the nonprofit or however he's making money, or he
Mm-hmm.
can afford it, he's going to come after them for the defamation, the
Yeah.
lost wages, the pain and suffering, all of the things that they've put him and Tina through over
Yeah.
the past 2 years now. And they don't want to be a part of that, because he's going to win that too.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
they
he already kind of has everything for that type of case now.
exactly. It's just a matter of he can't afford to fight. I mean, you don't want to spread your army out too thin and fight on too many fronts at once.
Yeah.
Right now he's fighting the fight to get them out.
Yeah. He's fighting the
And
important
then
part of the
once he
battle.
gets them out, there'll be other fights to fight.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm so glad to hear that, things are going their way and it's getting where it needs to get to for them to get control back of basically their home.
Exactly.
And speaking of Charlie and Tina, how are they doing right now? Are they holding up good?
Doing very well. Health wise, I mean, Tina, I mean, for those of you who don't know how sick Tina was very, very sick. Okay.
Mm.
Charlie was very sick. When I was working up there last year for this bunch that's running the place now,
Mhm.
we were given basically a weekly death watch on Tina and Charlie both, where they basically, talked about how, oh, Tina's in real bad shape and Charlie's not doing good either. And, you would have thought that any day we were going to hear that they had passed away. And no, they've both got their fire back. They've both got their health back. Charlie's lost a lot of weight, but and Tina had lost a lot of weight, and now she's putting on the weight that she needed to put back on.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
because,
that's good. I'm glad she's doing
but they're
better.
they're getting their strength back, and they're both definitely getting their fire back.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm glad to know that Tina and Charlie are doing better, health wise and everything like that. That is a big plus. How are you and Denise doing?
Well, we are tired.
I can
Uh,
imagine.
we're um, we wouldn't be anywhere else,
Yeah.
we're in this till the end, but it is taking a lot of time.
Yeah.
And Denise works, she's a travel nurse, she's out of town, driving 3 hours to work, 3 hours home from work. Well, she stays up there most of the time,
Yeah.
for 3 days at a time, but
That's still a long drive.
working 3 hours away. And uh, when she's home, it's Save Waverly Hills, Save Waverly Hills, Save Waverly Hills.
Yeah.
Especially when we have events coming up, like last weekend we had the Ross Opera House thing.
Mhm.
This weekend we've got the car show, and we've got, I mean, there's a stack of things over here that we've got. I mean, a stack of papers here for the car show for silent auction items and
Yeah.
vendor booths and all these things that we've got to get organized. So it's it's like a full-time job,
Yeah.
but we're not getting paid. So it's
Yeah.
it's a lot, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's the right thing to do.
So basically, once this
And
is done, you guys are going to be taking a nice long vacation somewhere.
we are going to be taking at least a few days of paranormal free, Waverly Hills free, Ernie and Denise time,
Good.
and just go get in a cabin somewhere in the middle of nowhere and look for Bigfoot, maybe. I don't know.
Turning off
You know?
everything.
Yeah. Yeah, just kind of unplug for a few days.
And I do not blame you guys. I mean, I constantly see on the thing that it's always you and Denise getting responding to everybody, updating everybody. I know Chelsea's been on there a few times and has responded to people and whatnot, which is pretty awesome. So I mean, I want to thank you guys for all that you and Denise have done for, you know, not only Save Waverly Hills, but just as friends to them. That is amazing that two people care so much to do all this. So I don't know if many people have told you thank you, but thank you.
Well, I thank you for thanking me. But again, I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. And I'm sure Denise would tell you the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It has been a lot. I mean, it's been a lot. It's been time consuming. It's been stressful at times. Not because of anything they're doing, but just because Denise is a perfectionist for one. Like she drew 3 different signs for the silent auction, you know, because she didn't like the font she was drawing. You know, it's like, nope, that doesn't look good enough. Nope. You know, I mean, she's just a perfectionist about everything. And so, you know, we put a lot of stress on ourselves that we probably don't have to, because I think in the end, a lot of people realize that, hey, this is a shoestring operation that we're just trying to do the best we can to raise funds. And, but we really want to make everything as first class or close to it as possible, because Waverly Hills, let's face it, if you've been to Waverly in the past, it's one of the finer locations that you'll visit of its type. I mean, yes, there's some antebellum mansions that are just gorgeous and immaculate and spotless and all this, but as far as a big abandoned haunted hospital, it don't get a whole lot better than Waverly.
Yeah. I'm about to say, I noticed that.
I mean, we
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, we just try to carry that on. You know, I mean, we're representing Tina and Charlie and everything we do, and Waverly Hills and everything we do. Not just Packman Paranormal and Ernie and Denise or the Wicked Wolf Pack or whatever, but we are, you know, I mean, we're kind of carrying the banner for a large portion of the paranormal community. It's how we feel. So we feel like we got a big responsibility to do things right and as well as we can. So we put a lot of pressure on ourselves that maybe we shouldn't necessarily have to do, but we do.
Well, and again, like that, we all thank you, because without you guys, I mean, like I said, my sister found the group and she added me and she was like, Crystal, did you hear? And like, I kind of, like I said, when she added me in, I dove in head first, because like I said, this is always a bucket list location for me to go to. I have family that live in Waverly, and I want to go so bad. And I've got like friends that have gone and they're like, oh, this is a bucket list. Actually, one of my listeners who's a friend of mine, who I met through my co-host, he said it's a bucket list location for him. But after listening to us speaking last time, he's like, I'm not going until the owners get back in place. There's a lot of us that are just like, we don't feel right going until it's back in the right hands, in the proper hands, in the owner's hands.
Exactly. And, you know, I mean, that's one of the things that's in this lawsuit, is that we've tried to tell people not to go. And, you know, we've told them not to donate to the Waverly Hills Historical Society and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We have said since day one, we can't call for a boycott.
Yeah.
We can't. And we haven't called for a boycott. We've been on podcasts where hosts of the podcast said, well, I can call for a damn boycott. You know?
I mean, we can.
and, you know, and they've done it. Yeah. But, I mean, Waverly Hills is an amazing place, and I can't fault anyone for wanting to go there. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, when we're to protest and we see people coming up to the gate to come in, you know, I mean, your first inclination is to be like, don't do that. You know, what are you doing? You know,
Yeah.
you're just giving money to the wrong people and blah, blah, blah. But I can remember when I was on the other side of that gate, and when people would come through the gate and see that building for the first time, how their eyes would light up.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, I've literally seen people brought to tears just by, you know, pulling up to the building for the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't blame anybody that's going if they want to go, but if you know what's going on and you still go right now, I mean,
It's a slap in the face.
knowing that you could just wait a few months and things would be right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean,
It doesn't sit well. It doesn't.
it doesn't sit well with me, you know. It's
That's how I feel. It doesn't sit well.
but like Charlie said when we were talking about this at one of the protests, he said, you know, these are people that we want to come back
Mm-hmm.
when we have the building, so we don't want to treat them like garbage out here now.
Well,
You
that's
know,
awesome that
we
he
want
has
to be
that.
nice to them now
Yeah, that's
because we
awesome that
want
he
them
has
to
that
come
mindset.
back. Yeah.
So the main thing that I'm thinking, like, because I was gonna ask, like, how do people react when they see you guys out there with the signs? But I'm also hearing what you just said that Charlie says. It makes, in my mind, if people are going there now, either knowing what's going on or not knowing at all, and then they come up and they see you guys, they should really think, oh, well, if I've already spent the money, let me just go in and do what I got to do. But let me come back and see what the difference is. I think there's more of a brighter side on the opposite spectrum there. I feel like
I think so too.
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, as a paranormal investigator, okay, I kind of feel like the permanent residents up there
mm-hmm.
see what's going on. I mean, I haven't been there myself, but I've heard reports from a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, the activity is just different.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, it's not what it was. I'm not saying that it's not as active or whatever, but it's just different. It's a different emotion that you get out of the place and everything right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like they know what's going on and they know that it's wrong. And I think that once Tina and Charlie are back and put their people in place again, running the tours and the investigations, I think that the spirits are going to respond to that.
Yeah.
I think that we're in for, you know, some really good times down the road once all this is made right.
Yeah. I read on
I don't know.
one, I forget where I read it. I want to say it was Google or maybe it was Facebook, but somebody was saying that they went recently and the experience seemed faked, like extremely faked. They had been there before where everything seemed very genuine, very you didn't get something every time you asked for something. Where
Right.
now people are feeling like that there's something going on that's just not right. You know, you're now,
Right.
Say this and you hear something. They're like, everybody seems like it's like there's something going on that's faking a lot that gives you that horrible vibe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know you said you haven't been up there.
There's no one up there right now that is a real paranormal investigator. I can tell you that. There's one guy that tagged along with us for a little while. I tried we tried to bring him along with us when we went to work up there last year, and he's still up there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no one up there that's a real seasoned investigator that really knows what's going on. But
so that's like strike two.
I watched a YouTube. Yeah.
Because you said they have no real historian either.
Right, exactly. They don't. I watched a YouTube video by some of the more popular, two of the young guys that are real popular YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say who they are. It was filmed I want to say back in December. It was released a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago now.
I think I know the group
on YouTube. Yeah. Their REM pods were just going crazy the whole night. All their equipment was just going crazy. I mean, it was just beep, 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 beep. Every time they turned around, everything was going crazy. I'm sorry. I've been in that building way more than they have and have never, ever, ever had a night where that much activity was going on with the equipment. And
oh wow,
whether it was them or someone that's up there now, I don't know. But I have my doubts as to the legitimacy of some of the stuff that I saw on that video, at least.
yeah, that's sad.
But,
Well, I don't want to take up too much more of your time because I do know you have another podcast to get ready for, and it is getting a little late on this end. So my last thing that I wanted to ask you is, I know you said hopefully soon. Now, when this ends, are you and Denise still going to have to deal with that lawsuit against you guys on your own, or will that be dropped as well if Charlie can get them out?
well, these are the counts against us were added to the lawsuit against Charlie.
Okay.
This is what's left of that. If you've seen that big thick notebook I have shown several times of the lawsuit against Charlie,
Yeah.
this is what's left now that they've been unable to produce discovery.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all lumped in with that. So when they throw out Charlie's lawsuit,
That'll get thrown out with it
as well.
Cool.
But I'm not concerned with them because I could sit here and read every one of them to you, and just from what you know from following our Facebook page and group, you would be able to laugh them out of court.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For one, they allege that Chelsea has a TikTok because she's added to it as well.
Yeah.
That's called Save_Waverly_Hills.
That's not hers though, right?
That's not hers. She doesn't have a TikTok called that.
No, she's just been sharing it.
There's nothing defamatory on Save_Waverly_Hills. It's just videos with pictures of the building with music playing in the background.
Yeah,
and
there's nothing.
Charlie at the protest and things like that. That's not defamatory.
Now
Chelsea's got a TikTok where she's put some rugged stuff on there against them, but it's all facts. And last I heard, slander and defamation that's not
if you can back it up, but with facts, and it's not slander and defamation.
The truth stands in a court of law.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that makes me happy to hear that you guys are all going to be good from this when everything gets pulled out.
We're not worried about it.
Good. I'm very glad. And I want to say thank you again for coming on and doing this little update. Hopefully the next time we have you on, we will have like super great news. Because I'm looking forward to the day where you come on here and go, we did it. He's out.
Yes.
They're out. They're gone. He's in.
Gone. I'll let you know when to call and book.
Gotcha.
When to book your investigation.
Yeah, that would be perfect. I can't wait. I'm sitting here like nail biting every time I like see a new post. Like, is it the day? Is it the day? I get overly excited.
It could be 2 days or 2 months, but I don't think it'd be much longer than that, to be honest. Given some of the recent developments that we still can't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be much longer.
Yay.
Because they're, like I say, their house of cards is crumbling all around them.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that.
We got them. We're attacking them from all angles, legally, and they don't have any way to defend themselves against most of it.
Awesome! Yay!
The big things.
Well, that's good. That makes me happy to hear. So again, I'm going to say thank you so much for taking some time out of your Wednesday evening to talk with me again.
You are so welcome.
Everyone, please, 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 I encourage you, go to savewaverlyhills.com, purchase the merchandise. This stuff is epic. It is comfortable. I'm loving it. Let's just say that. And
on the back of it, it's got Fred the Gargoyle.
Let me see. I gotta not knock anything over in the process of this.
There you go. If you've been to Waverly, you'll recognize Fred. He stands there at the corner of the building, or squats there at the corner of the building.
And I like I said, I love the shirt. Like I like the way it's printed and everything. Like I don't have a fear. Like washing this, I didn't have a fear that it was gonna like the lettering was gonna go away. So
no, we got a good quality screen printer. He does a good job.
Yes, very much so. So go get your shirt, go get your merchandise. I know you guys said there's new designs coming out.
Yes.
When will those be live? So a little while?
Hopefully in the next day or two, we'll have a shipment in where we hate to put them on the site until we've actually got them in hand.
Yeah. Well, that's smart.
I'll put up a picture of one of the test shirts that they ran to, see how the screens did, because they had to make a new screen and everything.
Yeah.
And that's a test shirt that they ran to see how it actually came out before they put them into production.
Oh,
and so once we get a couple boxes over to George's house for him to ship them out, then we'll put them on the website for folks to purchase. But they're a takeoff. If you've been to Waverly or seen the old designs, there was a shirt called Survivor. And that skull had a little banner under it that said Survivor. Well, now the banner says Truth, and
nice.
That's what we're all about here.
Definitely. So, any closing words you would like to let everyone know about before we kind of wrap up?
Well, I want to thank everyone. I want to thank you, Crystal. I want to thank everyone that's helped us as we've been fighting this battle. It's not over. I mean, the end is in sight, but there's still like $12,000 in attorney fees laying out there that we've got to come up with the money for. And then, it's going to be an ongoing battle still once we win this initial phase. But we could use your continued support. We do have a car show coming up this weekend in the parking lot at Waverly, right there where you can look up at the building and wave to the folks from the WHHS and tell them how much you appreciate them doing all they've done over the past couple of years. But if you're in the area, come on out, join us at the car show. Admission is free. We're going to have vendor booths. We're giving away a 2004 T-Bird. That's the retro looking design. It's a ragtop, hardtop convertible. That's Charlie's own car that we're raffling off. Tickets are $100 a piece for that. We're only selling 130 of them, so you got a pretty good chance to win if you buy a ticket. We're going to be announcing some more fundraisers coming up, but continue to follow us on www.savewaverlyhills.com, Facebook page and group, Save Waverly Hills, and just keep fighting with us because we're winning. We're on the right side of history, like I've been saying, and it's not going to be much longer now. We'll all be able to get back up there on the hill and enjoy that beautiful building, and things will be right in the world again.
I can't wait for that day. I know my boyfriend and I both have said, we want to go there, but we're not going there until everything's right where it belongs. So
I can't wait to see you guys there once everything is back.
I will personally make it my mission to come find you.
Okay. Well, I'm just 3 minutes from the gate, to be honest.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, I can see the top of the building through that window right there. It's
wow.
Right over there.
So for those of you that missed out on our first interview with Ernie, it should be popping up somewhere in this little corner here, or maybe this corner. I'm not sure. I'm really bad with directions on that. If you want to keep updated with everything going on with us, we try to keep everything updated. When you guys post something, I know one of the interviews that Denise put up for you guys, I did share it straight onto our page directly, and I even pinned it to the top so everyone can see it. So we also will be keeping up with every development as well. So anything you guys post, we've been sharing it onto our page the best we could, as long as, you know, Facebook's not being stupid and continues to allow me to do it.
Right.
Thank you again. I appreciate everything. I appreciate you taking your time and, you know, again, coming on here and telling everybody about it, giving an update, and then also, you know, just being an awesome person.
Well, I've always been awesome, Crystal. That's nothing new to me. No. I appreciate you giving me the chance. I mean, I've been on a lot of podcasts since this all began, a whole lot, more than I can count. And everyone has been very friendly. But I mean, both times I've been on with you, we've laughed, we've had a good time. It's been a great time. I'm happy to do it anytime you need me.
Well, I appreciate you. And like I said, if there's any more like big updates that you want to get out like quickly, you just
I'll message you.
Yeah, just message me and let me know. I have zero issues setting something up and helping you get that word out there.
All right, we'll do it.
Thank you so much. As for everyone, as always, stay spooky.